Welcome to Red Recaps. For today's video, we are going to explain the award-winning horror film Insidious. Make sure to watch until the end to discover the haunted experiences of the family in the film. Without further ado, let's get into the video. At the beginning of the film, a shadowy figure of a woman is seen while a family is asleep, then followed by the clear figure of a ragged woman with a candle. Exposition begins with Renee Lambert, awakening from a slumber together with her husband, Josh Lambert. Renee and Josh Lambert have recently moved into a new home with their 3 children. The scene was followed by Renee going to the living room to come across a photo album. Her son, Dalton, came with the notion that he does not like his room because he can't sleep. As they browse the album, Dalton wants to see a childhood picture of his dad, but Renee responds that they have no childhood pictures of Josh, and she explains that he has always been camera shy and disliked taking photos of himself. As a musician, one day, while playing the piano, Renee hears some strange noises coming from his youngest child's room over their baby monitor. She rushes to see her baby to discover that baby Callie was crying, as if someone or something had disturbed her from her sleep. After putting Callie to sleep, she found her way to the attic of their new house. As she cannot reach the light switch, she uses the ladder to turn on the lights and accidentally breaks the second step of the ladder. She overlooked the attic for a couple of seconds and decided to turn off the light and leave. One evening, while the other family members are busy in the living room, Dalton discovers that the attic door was opened and goes to investigate. After hearing eerie and unfamiliar sounds upstairs, as he enters inside, he tries to climb a ladder to turn on the lights, but he falls when the ladder cracks. As he falls and thuds to the floor, he seems to stare in fear and terror at the darkness, appearing to look at something scary and terrifying. Dalton screams, and his parents immediately respond and put him to bed, with warning not to explore and play in the attic since it is off limits. Then Renee and Josh kiss Dalton goodnight. The next day, Dalton does not wake up in his sleep. Josh, at first, thought he was kidding, but Dalton is not responding. The couple rush him to the hospital only to find out that their son is in an inexplicable state of coma. The doctor explained that Dalton has no brain damage that the hospital has detected. He does not react to stimuli, he has no sleep-wake cycle, no brain trauma or infection, and his scans are all normal. And most especially, the doctor revealed that he has not seen anything like Dalton's case. Then, 3 months later, Dalton is moved back to his house while still in a coma. Shortly after, disturbing moments begin to occur in the house. First is when Renee heard something strange from the baby monitor. She hears a domineering voice who wants something from them. She rushed to their baby's room to calm her. She then checks the room and other doors to find out what really happened and to discover the voice she heard from the baby monitor. And she found nothing. Renee becomes more disturbed when their other son, Foster, says that he is scared of Dalton when he walks around at night. Renee tells Josh the weird and disturbing incidents that happened that day, like hearing noises from baby Callie's room. But Josh replied that it was probably just signal interference from the baby monitor that was picking up somebody else's signal. While the couple is having a conversation, they both hear a sound downstairs. Josh turns on the lights and climbs down to check the door, asking who was there. He got a flashlight from a lamp drawer and opened the door to check outside, but found nothing. On the other hand, while waiting in bed, Renee heard Callie from her room, only to find that there is a figure of a man behind Callie's room curtain. She screamed and called Josh immediately, but the figure of the man disappeared. After all the disturbing events in the house, Renee begs for them to move to a new house. They moved to another house. However, disturbing events continue to occur, such as her seeing a mysterious figure of a dancing boy. She told her husband that the things from the previous house have followed them from their new house. With the help of Josh's mother, Lorraine, she backs up the concerns that Renee is leaving. Lorraine recalls having a strange dream of going inside Dalton's room in the night and seeing something standing in the corner, and when questioned, "What does the man want?" it replies, "Dalton." Subsequently, after her story, she saw a red-faced figure of a man standing behind Josh that made her jump out of her chair and scream. Afterwards, they have discovered that Dalton was violently attacked in his room. These events led Lorraine to contact a friend, Elise. who specializes in paranormal activities. When Lorraine's team and the couple entered Dalton's room, Lorraine demanded that the lights were kept off. As she talks to unconscious Dalton, she looks to the ceiling and immediately calls one of her crew to draw what she sees in the ceiling in the room. She describes it as a black figure with a red face and dark hollow eyes, the same figure that Lorraine has seen in the house. Elise explains that Dalton is not really in a coma. His physical body is here, but his spiritual body is somewhere else. She also added the concept of astral projection, wherein someone is traveling in astral state, leaving his or her physical body. And she said Dalton is an accomplished astral projector. And since a young age, he has been astral projecting and traveling only thinking that he is only dreaming. With this, he has traveled too far and become lost, probably in the Further, a place where trapped and tormented souls are located, and a place not meant for the living. In addition, being in the Further, Dalton's physical body is technically an empty vessel for other souls to occupy, which explains the disturbing events that the family is experiencing ever since what happened to Dalton. However, after all the explanation, Josh does not want to believe in everything Elise said. Afterwards, when he notices all of Dalton's drawings in his room's wall and makes him realize everything, for the drawings resemble the demonic figure Lorraine and Elise saw. Though skeptical at first, they have called Elise's team back to try to communicate to Dalton. During the session, they tried to find Dalton's location as the team is writing what the boy is saying to them. After that, the demon, together with other demonic entities, uses Dalton's body to fight the group. After the devastating session, Elise called Lorraine to reveal something to Josh, that it is no surprise that Dalton was a gifted traveler because his father, Josh, was once an astral traveler too. Lorraine tells everybody that when Josh was a child, he was always talking about a figure of an old lady visiting her every night. She was also skeptical at first, until she saw evidence from Josh's childhood pictures that she is keeping. With all the revelations, Elise comes up with the plan that it is only Josh who can bring Dalton back from the Further, since he also has this ability. When they do another session, but this time, it is all up to Josh to rescue his son. Josh is placed in a trance for his astral projection. He succeeded as he had seen himself sleeping as well as the others in the room. He then goes outside in the misty emptiness with hopes of finding Dalton's soul. He sees a boy who points him toward their previous home, only to find out the previous family that lived there shot someone in the living room. Though startled by the image, he made his way to the attic where he discovered a red door similar to one of Dalton's drawings. When he attempted to enter the red door, the violent man who attacked them during the first session appeared. Once defeating him, he entered the room. Inside is what Elise described as the Further and the red-faced demon's lair. He then found crying Dalton chained to the floor. He frees his son, but the demon discovers Josh's presence and attacks them. While the demon is chasing them, they are trying to find their physical bodies. Just before the two awaken, Josh leaves his son to confront a shadowy old woman who appears to be inside his house. As he shouts to get away from him, screaming that he is not afraid of her, the figure retreats into the darkness. When Josh and Dalton woke up, just as all the spirits vanished. It was a moment when the family was reunited again. Josh and Elise are talking about what they did to rescue Dalton. As Josh is handing over his old pictures to Elise, Elise felt something strange and took a picture of Josh with a camera. Afterward, Josh got seriously mad and strangled Elise to death. Renai heard the commotion and rushed to find her husband, only to find Elise's dead body and a missing Josh. She searches for him and finds that everyone is gone. The house is dead silent. She looks and comes across Elise's camera, seeing a shadowy figure of an old woman, implying that Josh has been possessed. It is then revealed that what Elise saw is the old woman who possessed her husband. She then hears the voice of her husband as she feels a hand on her shoulder. And when she looks back, horror envelops her body. In a post-credit scene, it was a scene of the old woman who blows the fire out in a candle. That's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to leave comments regarding your thoughts about the movie. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to get notified on our next upload. If you'd like to watch this movie, check out the links in the description. Thanks for watching Red Recaps, and see you all in the next video.